Welcome to Superior Athlete of the Week, presented by Superior Builders. Contact Brian Bernatus and the team for all your post-frame building needs at superiorbuildersnd.com. This is part two of a double segment today since we missed out on last week with playoff basketball going on. And we have a couple all-region players in here. We're joined by Scout Woods and Halle Miller of the Wahpeton Lady Huskies. To my right here with Halle, I'd just like to know what your thoughts were this year on Division A, not playing teams that have 100,000 people in their town, and how that was in contrast.
Yeah, I think it was like a lot better compared to Double A. I just think the competition was more equal to both teams, and yeah.
What was some of the favorite teams you played, some of the matchups that you really enjoyed this year?
Probably Kindred, because they're just like a big power, like Class B school. And also Central Cass was fun to play against. Just some of those big like Class B schools that like we don't usually get to play against.
And what about you, Scout? Did you see any new rivalries? Obviously, we had that nice EDC rivalry with Valley City still there, but who are some teams that you're looking forward to clashing with again next year?
Yeah, definitely Valley City still from this year to next year, and Kindred was also the same as Halle. I'd say Central Cass as well. I think they're going to be really good next year too.
So we kind of have that kindred rivalry spilling over from baseball, and I love to see it. So you guys averaged basically half of the points that the Huskies scored in a lot of these games. Had a really nice playoff season. What were the emotions like after losing a couple close games in the regions? I'll start with you, Halle. Well, what was the feeling like immediately after getting bounced out of playoffs?
It was tough, like a tough loss for us, but we also had some injured players like Olivia and Taya, but they'll be coming back next year, so it'll be fun to have us all back together next year for sure.
Olivia Hansen, she's the three-point specialist on that team, and 𝗪𝗚𝗡𝗏, one of the top shot blockers in North Dakota. Let's move on to track and field here, and we'll go back to Halle. What is your focus? What are the events that you're in? I know that you're a good relay runner. You're going to do long jump, high jump. What's the whole smorgasbord that you're going to be in this year?
Yeah, so I'll be doing long jump, high jump, and sprints, like the 100 and 200, and hopefully get in some 4x1 and 4x2 relays. And my main focus is just to like improve like the distance for jumps and definitely times just to get faster.
And what were your top events last season? Last season you were a sophomore.
Probably long jump. I know my sophomore year, or maybe freshman, I qualified in the long jump and our 4x1 team. So yeah.
And Scout, you have a state championship to defend on the field side of track and field. What are the marks that you kind of have like in your head? If you have anything etched into a notebook, what are your goals for those events as far as shot put, discus?
Well, last year, me and my dad came up with a few goals for my sophomore year, and it was to hit at least 42, which I got at state, in shot put, and in discus it was 130, which I got 131. So I think this year my goal is probably 45 in shot put and around 140 in discus. So
very good golfers here. Halle, kind of a top 15 golfer in state. Scout hovering around that top 25 mark with room to improve, obviously. What do you think that you could make as far as adjustments this year, Halle, to get you into the top 10 against some of those awesome golfers from Red River and Davies?
For sure, just like being more consistent and like staying away from penalty shots because those really hurt your scores.
What are your like top 3 golf courses that you like to golf in the EDC?
Probably Grand Forks Country Club, and the other Grand Forks course, Kings Walk, and then also Edgewood.
I'd say obviously 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. What's that one, Halle, where it's like, oh, Maple River. That one's my favorite, I think.
That's a good one, yeah.
So the 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, the only golf course that's got 9 holes in 2 states, obviously in Breckenridge and Wahpeton, for you folks that are listening in the region that did not know that. And I got a question that might help some of the golfers that aren't so good like me. We'll start with Halle. What clubs do you use? For long game, for irons, for putter? What is your go-to? I know you probably don't have the old wooden screwed McGregors in the golf bag like I do.
Probably my 7-iron. If I hit it good, I could get it going pretty good, and I'm really, really consistent with it. So that's probably my go-to club.
What kind of driver do you use, like as far as brand-wise goes?
Callaway. I don't know the name of it.
Is that your iron set too, Callaway?
Yep, Callaway. Yep, all my clubs are Callaways.
What kind of putter do you use?
I think that's a Callaway too. I'm not for sure though.
So Callaway across the board. That's all I need to do is buy a brand new set of Callaways, and I can have an 84 average for the summer like Halle. And what about you, Scout? What do you use? Just take me through the bag.
I use a Ping driver. It didn't really go great last season. I had to use my hybrid like the whole season. I really like hitting my 8-iron and my pitching wedge, and I need to definitely work on my putting.
I know I use the hybrid all the way down the course. It goes left to right a lot, and I actually use it all the way up into the sandwich, so I think you guys are doing a lot better off than me. I'm going to circle back to basketball quick. Neither of you two really get super excited at any time on the court. Is there any moments where you guys can remember that really did get you fired up? We'll start with Halle.
Definitely our win over Valley City the second time. That was like a really exciting moment.
Yeah, that Valley City game would have been the one where Halle had, I think you had an and one towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
You guys erased a 4-point deficit in the final minute, and that's when 𝗦𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗢𝗢 broke the record for steals in a game with 8. And what about you, Scout? Like, you're probably one of the most even-keeled players on the scene locally. Did you get fired up at all this year?
I'd also have to agree with Halle on the Valley City game. 𝗦𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗢𝗢 does a really good job of hyping us all up, and she's awesome to play with, so...
So I want to ask you guys about Coach Ralph. We'll start with Halle here. Coach Ralph, you've got him for golf, and he seems like he does a really good job with both of the programs. What do you like about having him as the golf coach, and how does he help you in your game?
Yeah, he's definitely like a very motivated coach. Like he's always trying to help us get better and focus on like our main goals throughout the season.
I really like that he can act as a friend to all of us.
Last thing I want to leave here, not everybody listens to country. Obviously, here on the Voice of the Valley, people do. But what is some stuff that you like to listen to pregame basketball? Or postgame on the bus, maybe?
I don't know, like any rap song.
Any rap song?
Yeah. I don't really have a favorite.
As long as it's got a little bass and it's bumping.
Yep.
What about you?
Just Amaya's whole playlist, I guess.
Yeah.
So 𝗦𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢, the senior point guard for the Huskies. She's apparently the DJ on the back of the bus, folks. That was Halle Miller and Scout Woods, 3-sport athletes, all-region basketball players on the latest episode of Superior Athlete of the Week. I know I'll be excited to watch them during my favorite season, golf, when I get to spend my whole workday driving around the 𝗏𝗏𝗄 on a golf cart. Coming right up, we've got more country on AM 1450 KBMW.